TV waishi poa. TV waishi poa.
Nakuru County, given that President William Ruto, his deputy Rigathi Gachagua, and a host of UDA leaders currently attending a church service there, especially following yesterday's night meeting at State House Nairobi, where the National Executive Committee met, of course, to give out a raft of solutions to some of the grassroots elections they have been endeavoring to carry out. Welcome to our broadcast at this hour. My name is Abdiaziz. Hashim. The sign language interpreter is Lensa Odingo. And we start on that note on the political front, where UDA's National Executive Committee now wants the party's internal disciplinary committee to take action on defiant members. The committee, chaired by President William Ruto Saturday evening at State House Nairobi, noted the decision sought to address recent exchanges that have been ongoing between members of the party and senior party officials. The committee also resolved that the National Elections Board chairman, that is Anthony Mora, is the official spokesperson on all election matters. Following weeks of claims of disagreement within the ruling coalition, the party's highest organ, the National Executive Committee, led by President William Ruto, sought to address any issues arising from the UDA grassroots elections and any disciplinary action to be taken against wayward members during the exercise. The meeting held at State House Nairobi Saturday evening resolved that the party's internal disciplinary committee will take action on defiant members. This follows a recent public spat that has been ongoing between members of the party and senior party officials. Recently, the UDA Party Secretary General Cleophas Malala called out Kapseret Member of Parliament Oscar Sudi, his Githunguri's counterpart Gathoni wa Mushomba, and Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga, noting that their behaviours will not be tolerated in the party. The Secretary General also called out a Public Service Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria and his transport counterpart Kipchumba Murkomen for engaging in politics. Moreover, the party also resolved to suspend grassroots election in 3 counties, including Nairobi, dealing a major blow to top candidates who have been campaigning for months now. NEC also directed that the elections in Narok and West Pokot, which have been contested in court, be suspended pending the outcome of the disputes. Elections in Homa Bay and Busia counties will proceed as planned. NEC has also appointed the National Elections Board Chairman Anthony Mora as the official spokesperson on all election matters. And as I earlier informed you, we're keeping an eye in Nakuru County, given that President William Ruto is leading a host of leaders for a church service. And of course, we'll duly inform you in our subsequent bulletins, whatever comes out of that particular meeting. Now, small-scale millers in the country have been cautioned by the government against implementing the proposed 16% VAT tax on bread. According to the chairman of the United Grain Millers Association and the umbrella of small-scale millers in the country, Kenya, the move may prove counterproductive. He says the government must not go back on steps taken to cushion Kenyans against the effects of the rising cost of living.
Especially for millers, they have been able to understand what they need to do. We've started introducing them to industrial self-regulation, and we are not saying that we are 100%. Of course, there are some few individuals here and there, a few elements who needs also, government to come in and enforce. So it's not that the government should leave this thing to the industrial players. to regulate themselves.
We cannot address this from a mirror point of view. We have to look at the whole chain of production and supply chain. So we need to now move from this conference and go to the farm, and with all the government agencies that have a lot to play, do it correctively so that we ensure that that food we are getting from the farm all through to our industries to processing is safe.
And in other news, the National Oil Corporation of Kenya has donated relief food to hundreds of flood victims in Magadi, Kajiado County. Meanwhile, flood victims from Mandera County have also benefited from short-term intervention, including monthly stipend from several NGOs operating within the area.
The aftermath of the recent devastating floods continue to be felt in various parts of the country, with victims still in need of assistance. In Magadi area of Kajiado County, the flood victims have received food items that include rice, beans, green grams and cooking oil, worth 3.2 million shillings from the National Oil Corporation of Kenya.
And if the rains continue to persist and the roads remain impassable, the National Oil Corporation remains open to come and stand with the community at this particular time, because without the support of the Magadi community, then our exploration activities in Block 14T will remain futile.
In Mandera County, a total of 1,250 flood victims have benefited from short-term interventions, including monthly stipends, courtesy of non-governmental organizations, among them the International Organization for Migration, the Rural Agency for Community Development and Assistance, and the United Nations Central Emergency Response Fund.
Now we have registered and identified the beneficiaries, and they also received the first cycle. We are also expecting to receive to disperse the remaining cycles in the due course.
Meanwhile, in Nairobi County, Taun, in partnership with Angel Welfare and Education Trust, donated shoes to the children in slum areas of Nairobi to boost their esteem. The program has benefited children in Kibera, Mukuru kwa Ruben, Korogochu and Majengo slums.
Watoto wengi sana wameathirika wakati wa mafuriko, viatu, nguo zao zilienda. Hasa ukiangalia wengine wote wamekuwa wakiishi kando ya barabara.
We've started with Nairobi, and inshallah we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to enable us reach out to other counties.
Finally, Kenyans have been eyed to support the less fortunate in the society amidst tough economic times. Speaking during a food distribution exercise for over 3,000 people in Kangemi, Nairobi County, Ananda Marga, Mission Chairman Dinesh Kumar, also reiterated his commitment to continue with his school feeding program.
Community needs our service. We can serve by giving food, clothes, shelter, education and medicine. And with this spirit, we continue to serve the needy.
Tilio Marco for Lunchtime News.
And back to the political front, where a section of political leaders from Mount Kenya region have urged the government not to implement the proposed Finance Bill 2024 in its current form. Led by former Thika Member of Parliament in Kiambu County Assembly Speaker Stephen Disho, the leaders are warning the proposals will hit the poor hard and potentially slide the country into even more difficult economic times.
Continues to meet the tax proposals contained in the Finance Bill 2024. A section of Mount Kenya politicians have condemned what they term as punitive tax measures in the bill, arguing that the poor and middle class will be hardest hit, exacerbating the country's economic hardships. Led by former Thika MP and Kiambu County Assembly Speaker Stephen Disho, the leaders called on parliamentarians to shoot down sections of the bill, save suffering Kenyans from being further impoverished.
The people with the muscle and the power to make sure that that bill does not pass are members of parliament. So we were to tell them in this meeting, not to tell us that they didn't read it, like the 2023 Finance Bill. This one, we were to tell them, and we are telling them, Wanjiko has read this bill. And Wanjiko has seen this bill is a bad bill for Wanjiko.
When you look at the taxes, the KRA agenda, that every mama now, because I can speak on behalf of mamas, We are not able to cook for our families. It is chaotic. We cannot afford a meal.
Elsewhere, the ongoing debate on national resources sharing has taken a new twist after leaders from Ukambani called for the inclusion of geographical area in the matrix. Kitui East MP Nimrod Mbai want the conversation on 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 vote ignited by Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua changed to 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 kilometer.
Hapa sisi tumekataa mambo ya 1 man, 1 shilling. Sisi tunasema 1 kilometer, 1 shilling. Kwa sababu hiyo ndio inaweza tusaidia na hatutakubaliana na hiyo mambo ya 1 man 1 shilling.
Kampeni kubwa ya kusema kwamba ugavi wa rasilimali za serikali ufanyike kulingana na mtindo wa 1 man 1 vote 1 shilling. Na nataka tuelimisha watu wetu wajue kwamba hiyo ikifanyika katika mgao wa pesa ambazo zinakuja kaunti yetu ya Makueni itapoteza 658 million.
Newly elected Karachuonyo UDA chairman Dr. Ramadhan Abdul has lauded residents of Homa Bay County for what he termed as mature democracy in politics.
Of us joining UDA now were formerly not UDA members, but they accommodated us, they welcomed us, and that's the spirit that we also, as members now, we are going to embrace so that we allow other members of other parties to join us in large numbers.
Dr. Abdul emphasized the importance of embracing diverse political parties, indicating that the willingness to accept different political choices is a testament to the democratic principles.
And in other news, Marsabit County government has pledged to provide 5 acres of land for the construction of a monument to honor 14 people, among them 6 legislators who died in a plane crash in the region 18 years ago while on a peace-building mission. Now, this was revealed during the visit to the county by the National Heroes Council and members of the National Assembly Committee on Sports and Culture. A section of MPs also proposed the establishment of the special fund to cater for the next of kin of some of the fallen men and women who were honoured, now of course for the service for the humanity and the country.
Legislators serving in the National Assembly Committee on Sports and Culture accompanied members of the National Heroes Council to Marsabit County to pay tribute to the victims of the 2006 plane crash, among them 6 MPs. The visit was aimed at engaging the county government to identify a sustainable location for the establishment of a monument in honor of the 14 people who died while on a mission to bring peace among 2 warring communities. National Heroes Council Chief Executive Officer Charles Wambia revealed they had engaged all stakeholders and the county government had pledged to allocate land for the construction of the monument.
And I believe the support I have with the council is very strong, and now the parliamentary committee is supporting us fully, and I believe Heroes Council will draw a big mileage across this country.
The National Assembly Sports and Culture Committee, led by Turkana North MP Ekwom Nabuin, pledged to lobby for more resources to be allocated to the National Heroes Council to fulfill their mandate.
Even if it is taken 18 years, we must work to make sure a monument in remembrance of those leaders is erected. And as a committee, we will follow on this.
Other leaders pledged to table a motion in Parliament to push for the establishment of a kitty to assist children of national heroes and heroines who perish while serving the country.
Tupatie hiyo acres ambayo inatakikana so that hii place ikuwe historical. It became historical on 10th of April 2006 when our children were young.
The 2006 plane crash in Marsabit claimed the life of 14 people after the plane crashed into a hill owing to heavy fog and burst into flames as it was approaching the airstrip.
Well, it is exactly 14 minutes past the hour. Don't go too far. We still have more for you. We need to pay some bills. Don't go too far.
kikohozi cha muda wowote, kutokwa na jasho kwa wingi usiku, uchungu kwenye kifua, afya kudhoofika, tafuta matibabu. Labda ni TB ni ugonjwa wa kweli, ukipimwa matibabu yapo utapona. Daktari kushauri tumia dawa kwa nidhamu, elimu tupashane tupige vita TB. Pimwa TB waishi poa.
Nilikutengenezea kitu.
From different worlds, come a trio with a shared destiny.
Ikulinde na ikuongoze.
Where will the fashion runway take them?
Mimi nitachunga maua yetu vizuri sana hadi wewe narudi.
Family businesses, everything.
The beauty and the beats. Shanga, Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. on Maisha Magic Plus.
Qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
Mwezi huu Jungu limealika ukoko. Tumekuandalia michuano ya kufuzu katika kombe la dunia mwaka 2026 barani Afrika. Kenya itamenyana na Cote d'Ivoire tarehe 11 Juni saa 10 alasiri. Tizama mechi hizi moja kwa moja katika KBC Channel 1 kutoka uga wa Bingu mjini Lilongwe, Malawi. Kadhalika utachambuliwa na kupata habari za mechi nyingine wakati wa kinyang'anyiro hiki. KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now to Machakos County, where over 1,500 residents of Machakos County benefited from a free medical checkup organized by the Kenya Nutritionist and Dietitians Institute. The residents received medical services for non-communicable diseases like blood pressure, mental health and nutrition assessment.
These were the sights and sounds in Machakos town as the locals from the town and its environs stand up for a free medical checkup.
50% of hospital admissions are as a result of non-communicable diseases. We already have the communicable diseases, and this now is becoming an overwhelming burden to the hospitals.
The free medical checkup organized by the Kenya Nutritionist and Dietitians Institute through Agenga Training and Research Institute saw them checked for hypertension and mental illnesses, as well as undergo nutrition counseling and education.
We are doing nutrition assessment, anthropometric assessment. We are also doing some behavioral assessment, and we are doing some mental health assessment.
Machakos County Director of Public Health Wanyaga Mwaniki revealed the County Department of Health will use the data collected during the medical camp to monitor and follow up on patients who require further tests and treatment.
I'm looking forward to obviously looking at the data that they are going to share with us, because part of the things that will help us understand where are we as a county in terms of prevention of the non-communicable diseases.
KNDI, in collaboration with county governments, say they plan to roll out county medical camps as part of efforts to focus on prevention and early diagnosis in realization of universal health coverage.
We want to move across the entire country so that we can have a series of these medical camps. And this, we hope, will support the community, will support government in the UHC agenda, for particularly on access, and will also make us be aligned to government functions.
Still within the confines of the same devolved unit, Machakos County Governor Wavinya Ndeti weighed in on the ongoing Mogoka debate, saying her administration will not ban the stimulant until it is subjected to public participation. Governor Ndeti has, however, urged the church to help in instilling the right morals in the youths to help curtail the escalation of drug abuse and other vices.
As the debate on Muguka stimulant takes shape, with the coastal counties maintaining a hard stance on the sale of the stimulant, Machakos Governor Wavinya Ndeti says her county will consider public views before making a decision on the stimulant in the region.
Because I cannot ban Muguka on my own. Lazima tufanye public participation na nyinyi, tukubaliane, muniambie vile mnataka. Kwa sababu hizi drugs zimeharibu watoto wetu sana. Kanisa munisaidie. You know, if every church can talk to the youth, we will make a difference.
Speaking at Mavoko SPN Primary School during a Seventh-day Adventist Congress, the governor said she was alarmed at the rate of teenage pregnancies in the county and urged the church to help stop the trend.
These young children cannot continue having babies. Babies are having babies and it is becoming a problem. Kanisa munisaidie kwa hiyo.
Meanwhile, Embu residents now say the ban of muguka in the coastal counties has negatively impacted on the income of casual laborers who earn a living from pruning, picking and packaging in Embu.
Tukifunga miraa, over 1 million people in Kenya wataenda unemployed. Na tutaki kusumbua serikali na wezi, hatutaki kusumbua serikali na ambao wanjiwezi.
Sasa tunachunia chini. Juu hakuna soko ya miraa jioni. Aya, hii miraa inatusaidianga kusomesha watoto, kulipia wengine nyumba, na saidianga kwa needs mingi sana.
Before you ban muguka, before you think of muguka, first of all, deal with those drugs which are in Mombasa. Cocaine, heroin, pangi, those are the ones which are destroying your people. Stop blaming muguka.
They also observed that many children may drop out of school due to lack of school fees, and the crime rates might increase owing to the joblessness in the county. For Lunchtime News, I'm Gladys Mungai.
And on the education front, the University Students' Research Festival held in Nairobi came to a close with the winners in the Hackathon Challenge receiving 600,000 Kenya shillings and a laptop each. The winners in the Innovations Challenge category, on the other hand, went home with 200,000 Kenya shillings each. According to the Director of Research, Science and Technology, Dr. Rosalinda War, the Research Festival gave the university students a platform to network and exchange ideas. The two-day event was hailed as impactful, especially to students aspiring to be professionals in the digital world.
We had two competitions. So we had a CTF competition and we had a hackathon where we had to develop, come up with innovative ideas on how we are going to solve some problems in our society by harnessing cybersecurity skills and new technology.
This event has brought together a rich mix of young talent from both industry and academia to collaborate, learn from one another, and find innovative solutions to common cyber security challenges.
What NRF is doing is really, in every aspect of our mandate, is to acclimatize the youth into thinking research, into finding some solutions into this country.
Women in Isiolo County have been urged to play an active role in efforts that aim to promote security amid ongoing security operations to recover illegal arms in the county. Oldonyiro Division Assistant County Commissioner, that is Barnabas Kimotok, has called for close engagement of women in security meetings since they harbour important information on the whereabouts and activities of criminals in their communities.
Tens of women converged at Kipsing village in Isiolo County for a special meeting convened by UN Women through the Isiolo Peace Link organization to find a lasting solution to the insecurity as a result of cattle rustling in the county. Addressing the meeting, Oldonyiro Division Assistant County Commissioner Barnabas Kimotok reiterated the women's role in stopping raids and recovering stolen livestock.
Na warani kwa hii kabila ya Samburu wakati wanaenda uhalifu inasemekana ya kwamba kina mama wanajua.
The administrator called upon women to urge their children to surrender illegal firearms to security officers in the ongoing efforts to recover illegal firearms in the county.
Tunataka kuleta kina mama karibu kwa juhudi zetu za amani na usalama ndio waweze kuwa advice vijana wawachane na maneno ya uhalifu.
Women who attended the meeting pleaded for fairness in the disarmament program in order not to expose them to future attacks.
Kwanza ninashukuru vile serikali wanafanya siku hizi, vile wanarudisha hiyo operation.
Ni vile tu kidogo tunaogopa kwa sababu maybe kupigwa ama nini, but ni kazi mzuri, bunduki sirudishwe, amani irudi.
Joseph Ohungu reporting for Lunchtime News.
Let's come back here to the capital, where University of Nairobi Vice-Chancellor, that is Professor Stephen Kiama, has dismissed claims that the university is embroiled in leadership wrangles. Speaking at the University of Nairobi Faculty of Law Alumni Dinner in Nairobi, Kiama said that there is no crisis in the institution, but rather divergent views from a section of leaders. He accused the university leadership of creating disharmony and interference with school agendas, terming it a political witch hunt. In the meantime, Kiama used the forum to urge university alumni along different professionals to formulate a culture of helping upcoming professionals in their line of education, saying this will go a long way in guiding and nurturing young professionals through their education journey.
We hope that this will not be the last kind of a meeting, that this will be regular, that the classes, we say the class of 80, the class of 90, they will form those caucuses and they'll continue to meet so that they think about what can they do about their mother, their nurturing mother, the one who fed them from her own breasts. What can they do about it? To come back and support the university, support the other students to be able to complete the studies the way they did. The economic times are different now than they were previously. So they support the student in scholarships.
I hope to see that there are planned other dinners, just to also look at where Parklands is right now. There have been talks about setting up the Parklands Tower. And so I hope from this meeting that the alumni can come to...
Now, school-going children in Dandora have benefited from donations to aid their resumption to school after most of their personal items were destroyed by floods. The events, courtesy of local foundation, also saw the children drawn from informal settlements guided on how to hone their talents and how to identify their career paths based on their various strengths. Now, the day was also celebration of the resilience and community spirit displayed by residents here in the face of challenges that continue to confront them. Now, the foundation committed to continuously support children to ensure they succeed regardless of their circumstances.
Negativity na positivity, si ndio? Na hiyo avoid stress. That is one way. Si ndio? Kuna kitu kingine nimebakisha kweli. Mtakuja therapy. Usisahau kusoma. Usisahau unafaa ukuwe mtu in the future. Hiyo usiye kuja kusahau. Na tena, as I said, work hard ukijua unafaa ukuwe mtu mwenye atasaidia watu wenye nyumbani. Work hard ukisema unajua mimi ndo nitafanya hivi na hivi nyumbani. Mimi ndo nitasaidia madhe. Mimi ndo nitatoa Dandora. Kwani nani alisema huwezi toka Dandora wewe uishi Karen? No one was born on a silver plate. Na mali unataka kufika, unaweza fanya nini? Fika. Unaweza fika. So mpambane, all the best, mjitume, lakini mkumbuke no one was ever born on a silver plate. No one was ever born on a...
And now finally, let's play. Kenya's Alexandra Ndolo won the women's individual epi title at the Africa Fencing Championship in Casablanca, Morocco, gaining more confidence of bagging a medal at the Olympic Games in Paris next month. Now, Ndolo defeated Camila El Koud of Morocco 15-14 in the final to take the gold ahead of her opponent, who settled for silver. Hussein Aya and Gaba Shuit, both of Egypt, shared their bronze position. The event attracted 16 competitors from more than 7 countries, including Kenya, Morocco, Egypt, Senegal, and South Africa, among others. And that story prepared by our very own Buckley concludes our broadcast this afternoon. But do join us in our subsequent bulletins at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. The sign language interpreter is Lensa Odingo. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.
KBC Channel 1. We are a TV station like no other. Get a taste of the best in entertainment.
Yes, indeed.
Feel the passion.
Will you promise me?
I swear that you will never lose me. I can't get married to you.
I'm sure you knew about it. That's why you're making fun of me.
Experience the drama.
Get out.
Who is the man in this one?
And the